Howdy, y'all, and welcome to the EEARSS podcast produced by Terrier TV. I am Alligator Rob. I am joined always by my co-hosts, Bill and Cindy. And our guest today is the executive director of the Brevard Women's Center, Stephanie Husted.
Ah,
yeah, I got it right. Was I still butcher it?
You still were off a little
Dag
bit.
nabbit. Okay, Stephanie,
You were good
what did
at
I get
rehearsal,
wrong?
But
Huh? Husted?
Uh-oh, no.
Nope, no sound.
AJ, unmute her.
Yikes.
There we go. Did you get her?
Are you there now?
Am I here?
Yes.
Yes.
You're
All
here.
She's
Right.
there now.
Cool.
Awesome.
We're good.
It got scared. I got scared for like a couple seconds,
Did you?
and then it was okay. So what did I butcher wrong, Stephanie?
You got really close.
Okay.
It's just Husted.
It's
Husted.
Yeah.
I said Husted.
He will
Yes.
never forget your name.
I'm
Never.
sorry. I'm sorry,
No, he'll
Stephanie.
still
I
forget.
apologize. So what's been going on interesting this week, guys? Tell me all the things.
Well, the weather has changed,
Yeah, it
And
went from being
as-
cool to flipping freezing.
as our good friend Andy Murray said. It's Han Solo weather.
It is Han Solo weather. Yeah, it felt like it was for a split second once before, but it didn't last.
Yeah, it didn't last. No. We are into. You're not wearing a vest though. No. Okay, we're into the
I
vests
left
and
that
the
at
boots.
home today,
The
but I
vests
do
and
have the
boots
boots
are
on.
out. Yep, it is the weather for it. It's one of those days when you look out and say, every girl who owns a pair of boots is wearing them.
Oh, that's the only time of the season we can bring them out.
I know. Yeah.
Anything below 70.
Yep.
Every
That's what they-
single day. Every single day. I will milk it for all it's worth.
I've
But,
always
you know-
wondered though, are those tall boots waterproof?
That's not what they're
Some
made
can
for,
be.
Frank.
Just asking a question.
Not
I mean,
here in Florida.
No. Okay.
You're not.
All right.
You're not going fishing in them. Brian.
No, I'm just saying it'd be awesome to see a set of tall boots like wading through snow or something,
Well,
like a river or like a
Up-
small
up north,
stream.
they may be more weather.
I have worn them in snow, but that doesn't mean you're supposed to.
Yeah, you have to buy them up north in
Okay.
order to get that
All right.
weatherproofing
And
feature.
then if you buy them up north, you even limit more the days you can wear them.
That's true.
Are the
Because,
weatherproofed
yeah.
ones the one that have the fuzz around the outside top?
We add those.
Is that really an add-on? Are you messing with me right now?
It's an upgrade.
Is it for real? That's not how they come?
What's wrong?
That's
Some
an
do.
expression. An
Yeah.
expression of fashion in different colors and fuzz factors and all of that.
Okay, are you telling me like this is a legit thing where the boots do not come with a fuzz? You guys add the fuzz on?
You pay $100 extra for the fuzz.
I can't tell if you're messing with me or not, but I believe all of it. I totally believe all of it.
I love that. I think Frank has finally met his match.
Yeah, this is great. I have no idea if it's true or not, but I love every second of it. So yeah, I did the Tom and Dan show today, which is what Real Radio 104.1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it was something. The guys they're interesting. They're very nice men, but when they go into on air mode, it's a riot. It's hard to keep track of. Yeah.
And they try to get a reaction out of you.
I feel like they are trying to get me to pop. You know what I mean? But I
Right.
feel like they try to poke you until you say something maybe you're not supposed to say.
right.
But I don't know. I feel it's a blessing to be there, so I'm just enjoying myself. And
So you're kind of even keeled. So then they try harder.
yeah, I'm just laughing. I'm like, this is so inappropriate, but it's hilarious. So I guess I'll just laugh about it.
There you
And,
go. Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
So
times.
you were no fun for them at all.
I think they had fun.
Okay. Well, that's
They had fun with each other at least.
there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if they enjoyed my company or not, but I guess time will tell.
Well, they keep inviting you back. So
This
they
is
must
true.
have
This is
enjoyed
true.
it
This is my
somewhat.
third time over there, so I guess they're enjoying my company.
Yep.
All right. I think they'll probably come over here and join us at some point. They
Oh,
were
cool.
they were actually talking about it today.
Oh, good.
So yeah, we'll see. They were worried about chatting with teenagers that they couldn't do it without saying inappropriate things.
Oh,
I say
They,
you're not
they
really-
should be concerned
Yeah.
about that.
I'm like, you're not really chatting with teenagers per se. You're chatting with adults, but there's teenagers listening. So like I kind of get what you're saying.
yeah. There
Yeah.
are teenagers in the adjacent room.
Yeah, it's a real thing. This is true. All right. Yeah, let's jump into this conversation today.
Okay.
Is that fair?
That's a good plan.
Do you agree with me? Yes, he agrees.
Of course.
All right, so we're here to talk to you about you and
Just
your job.
Hold up. Whoa.
My- my-
We consulted the oracle here. Does he ever say no? I think all he does is nod.
I
yes.
think you could.
Could you?
Yeah,
it still looks
kind of,
awfully-
sort of. No,
It's
kinda-
iffy.
Still looks
It's
awfully.
iffy. Yeah,
Yeah. I
that's
don't
a
think.
weird blank stare too.
I
Isn't
don't
it?
think he can say no.
It's like a million-mile stare, just a blank stare.
It is.
People that don't have, people who are listening to this have no idea what's going on right now,
No, they don't. They're very confused.
and I respect that.
And you
Although-
must point it directly at your guest to kind of
Yeah.
Yes.
get
Yeah.
off kilter.
It's kind of meant as an
Can't ever
intimidation
let you get
factor.
too
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Yes. Just so you know.
We'll turn him a little bit so it's not quite as bad. No, he's kind of giving you the evil eye from one side. He's giving you a side
The
eye.
side
Well,
eye.
we got questions because
We
for
did.
a little bit I had taken him off of the desk and set him over here on the side table, so people couldn't see him. So Frank, go ahead and tell the story. about-
Yeah, I was getting questions about if is Bill upset with you? I said, well, no, I don't. Do you know something I don't know? I don't think so. Well, you haven't been on the podcast in quite a while, and I said, well, I'm on there every single time that I know about, unless Bill and Cindy are doing a podcast without me, which is very
Yes.
possible.
There's a
It'd probably be
podcast on
really,
the
really
side.
good.
Yeah.
It'd probably be super good.
We call it I digress.
That's great. I'm like, unless they're doing a podcast without me, I don't know about it. I'm pretty sure I've been there every single time. The guy's like, no, the other version of you. Okay, you lost me. Like, what other version of me is there? You're the small version of you. And I said, oh, the bobblehead? And he goes, yeah, it's been gone the last couple episodes. And I said, honest to goodness, I had no idea. I had no idea it was gone. And I was asking Bill. He's like, yeah, it's sitting over there now. So, well,
I honestly
upset.
forget that people watch it on YouTube instead of just
Yeah,
streaming.
there's
it.
not many. It's our viewership is mostly, of course, viewership. Our listenership is mostly being listens and not views. Haven't ever figured the YouTube thing out. I mean, we'll get 100 views on a episode, and we'll have 3,000 listens. So
Mhm.
it's I don't understand. I think
We need an 11-year-old in charge of marketing.
most
Figure it
people
out.
that
Yes.
are
There you go.
yeah, that's
There
true.
you-
I think most people who are doing podcasts are listening to it because they're doing things while they're doing it, and
Yeah,
they
they're
can't watch it.
driving or something
Yeah.
like that. And,
They're being responsible adults.
and YouTube videos while you're driving, although fun, are probably not.
Not
Makes the
recommended.
roadways
They only
Yeah.
wa- they only-
It
they
would
only-
There are
explain
people
a
around
lot.
me that I'm pretty sure are doing
It
it.
would explain a lot.
They're only watching it once, and then they we no longer have that viewer, probably.
Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah, that's probably a real thing. All right, so let's discuss the Women's Center of Brevard. Tell me a little bit about what you do and the Women's Center in general.
Absolutely. So I am the executive director for the Women's Center of Brevard. And most people, like I didn't know before I entered in the nonprofit world, do not know what that means. And what it is it's basically the CEO of the organization. So I'm the one who's in charge of making sure that all operations are handled correctly. Anything business related is operating the way a business should operate. And I have a great team of 63 people, I think is
Wow.
what we're up to right now. And we are just constantly there in the community throughout Brevard County, focused on helping victims of domestic violence and sexual assault.
Which would be wonderful if it was twice that many people. I mean, it'd be great if you guys could hire twice that many people
Yes.
because they'd be super, super busy too.
Yes, we are always at full capacity. Every single person who's working for the organization, including our volunteers, we have amazing volunteers as well. And we are always operating on a 10.
People hear the term Women's Center, and I don't think they fully understand the dynamic of the organization and everything you guys do. So break that down for me, please.
Oh, I'll try to squeeze it in less than a 2-hour-long segment, because that is our biggest challenge, is trying to explain exactly what we do. So
yeah, I think it's so hard for people to understand too that it's not just women you guys are helping.
Yes. And so we serve women, men, and children, anybody who has been impacted either currently or in the past by domestic violence or sexual assault. So it's a lot of trauma that's involved in that. So especially when you're a child and going through different things, our goal is to break those generational cycles of abuse and to have a completely safe community. So our services are completely wraparound. So we meet clients where they're at. We call them clients because that's where they're customers of ours, and we're there to help move them to a role of self-sufficiency, either in our community or where they choose to live. So we start off with our victim advocates, who are there to act as similar to case managers. So they're helping the client, they're talking through them, helping them develop a safety plan to see when is the best time to leave that's safe for them, safe for their family, and the services are available for them to come into, because a lot of times, especially in shelter situations, there's nowhere for them to go. So we want to make sure that there's space either at our facility or with any of our partner agencies in the community as well. So the victim advocates help walk them through that process. as well as help them if they wish to file protection orders. So we take them down to the courthouse. We talk them through what that looks like, what that means, and what the risks are that are involved with doing that. So that way it's fully aware. We also have counseling services. Counseling is a big part of what we do. We highly encourage, we do not require, but we highly encourage everyone who seeks out our services to at least try a counseling session. That's what's going to help break that cycle of abuse. That's what's going to help people move forward. All of our services are free of charge, and they're free of charge because of the generosity of our community. Our donors are the ones who help pay for those services, so that way we can provide them for. We have up here in Titusville an emergency safe house, which is like an emergency shelter. That's where we're able to take women and their children in and have that safe environment for them to start working on their healing journey. We start talking to them about what do you want your life to look like? What are the steps that we can help you take in order to get there? What are the challenges that brought you to the situation that you've been in or that you've experienced? And how can we help you in order to get to that life of safety and stability? We also have, I'm going to say also quite a bit because it's a continuation, transitional housing programs. So we know in our community and throughout Florida and the nation at this point, affordable housing is a huge challenge. That's what stops a lot of victims from leaving their situation. They don't have a safe place to go that they can afford. Our transitional housing program is meant to be that step in between finding a permanent long-term housing situation where they can have their own apartment unit for themselves and their children to start off working towards building credit, getting better job, having, again, those counseling sessions that are attached within it to help them live that safe, healthy, self-sufficient lives for themselves and for their children.
That's what I think
incredible.
Is one of the most beautiful things about what the Women's Center does is they have the advocacy program that focuses on here, now, what the first next thing you need to do. But they also have that counseling that's going to be there for the long haul. How do you go from, all right, right now I just got to figure out how to get a roof over my head to how do I heal from decades of what I've been through?
Yeah, it's huge. I don't think it'd be possible to do that without having a support system in place to continue it out, right?
There aren't many agencies that offer what the Women's Center does, from that full wraparound shelter aspect to just being able to offer counseling or advocacy for people who need help but don't need shelter. It's amazing.
It is, and it's very unusual. I can say I've been now in this community it'll be 5 years in January, and seeing the level of services and care that this relatively we're a small organization, is able to provide to over 2,500 women, men, and children a year to get them to a situation of safety and security. And not only in that moment, as Cynthia said, but also long-term. Our goal is for it to be long-term and permanent, where they're not returning either to their abuser or to future abusive relationships.
Now, do you get any government funds?
So we do.
Okay.
That is a big part. So annually, our operating budget is a little over $3.8 million. And that covers not only all of the buildings that we have, because we have buildings throughout the county that are for our shelter programs, for our program offices, but also the staff who are providing those type of services and hotel stays, food, etc. So it takes a lot in order to support. Our largest funding stream historically has been Victims of Crime Act. It's VOCA funding. It's federal funding that filters from the federal government into the state of Florida, and then the state of Florida, after a request for a proposal process, they divvy it out to organizations who apply. We have been very fortunate over the years to be one of the largest recipients of VOCA funds in Brevard County. Last year, we did receive $1.8 million in VOCA funding that helps us cover all of those expenses that are related to victims. Unfortunately, with everything that's been going on in our nation and in the world for that aspect, that funding has started to dry up. So we did get word that we were receiving a 36% cut, which equates out to about $730,000. That would be impacting us immediately this upcoming fiscal year.
Now, is that being cut from, are they cutting from every program like yours, or are they just cutting from you guys?
No, that's a great question. It is from every program. Victims of Crime Act funds are populated due to the prosecution of white-collar crimes. That's how the funds are populated into the federal government in order to distribute out to victim service organizations, which is what we're considered. Unfortunately, over the years, that pot has started to dwindle because of the not as many prosecutions have been happening to get the restitutions back from white-collar crimes. So even though back in 2021, President Biden did sign in a Save VOCA Act, which was meant to help replenish those funds quickly, it still takes time. So we're still looking at another 2 to 3 years before those funds are going to become available again, and more cuts over the next couple of years in order to compensate for the lack of funding that is available.
Let's say if there's ever been a cause to jump behind, it should be pretty straightforward and pretty simple for people to understand how vital your organization is to the community here on the Space Coast and keeping people safe, keeping people alive, helping people get out of these bad situations. This is something people need to get behind and need to get behind immediately. This is something you guys can't afford to have that happen, or it's literally putting people's lives in danger.
What kind of an impact do you think a cut that substantial, especially because it's happening across the state, across the nation, what could that look like for people who need the services that you offer?
And absolutely. For us, what it looks like is we either have to garner new support. We have other types of initiatives that we're looking at, really reaching out to our business community, small, medium, large size businesses, to really step up and help invest, because that's what it is an investment into the people in our community. We've seen it across the state. We've already started to see the impacts. A lot of organizations who have relied heavily on these funds are already starting to do layoffs. They're already starting to have to close down facilities because they just don't have the funding available to be able to move forward. We've been very fortunate because we do have a sustainable model for our organization where we're able to continue, but at some point, something has to give. There has to be dollars that are flowing in to make sure that we can maintain the level of services that we are. We were planning on, before these cuts hit, to keep expanding, because it's not like anyone at our organization is sitting around twiddling our thumbs. We are at full capacity, unfortunately, all the time. So we want to make sure that we're meeting people and meeting the needs, because that's what creates a healthy community. Brevard County always touts that we're a healthy community. We're out there. We're cleaning up the environment. We're saving the turtles. We need to save the people who live in our community and make sure that we don't have children, especially our children, who are left behind and who are suffering because they are in these pressure cooker environments within their homes. And we need to get them out and make sure that we're breaking, again, that generational cycle of abuse that we keep seeing happen.
Wow.
Yeah. With so many of the programs that the Women's Center offers being 24/7, I mean, you've got safe houses, those don't close, hotlines, the rape crisis program. That's not something that it's easy with a lack of staff to keep going. It sounds like if those funds don't come in, it could significantly impact the community. I mean, that sounds like it's the only option will be a loss of ability to serve people.
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, that is the only option. And I'm glad you brought up the Rape Crisis Center, because that was something that I failed to mention in the little what ago with my alsos. Well,
it's hard when you've got so much going on.
We are the only certified rape crisis center here in Brevard County. And what that means is we are not only the providers of rape crisis center programming, we are also the ones who are deploying out our nurses. We have forensic exam nurses who are available to go out. They go into all the Health First hospitals right now at this point, and we also have a standalone exam center to provide the medical forensic exams for those who have recently gone through a horrific situation of a rape. Our hotlines are attached to that as well, that are there to help coach, guide, support those that are going through these horrific situations in order to tell them what their rights are, where they can receive services, and where they're going to get that ongoing need. These funds are attached to that. And this is why we need the community support in order to make sure that nobody, again, is left behind in a traumatic situation where they don't have anyone to reach out to.
So you said something interesting there. You said you guys are the only certified group doing these things. Are there groups that are not certified that are taking funding away from you guys?
No.
Okay.
So that's a good thing. In order to be a non-medical, like a hospital facility, and provide those type of services, you do have to go through a certification process. And that's where we come in.
That would be pretty dangerous if somebody was out there trying to do that without having those certifications.
That would be very, very dangerous and not helpful, recommended, or will be taken when we go through, if someone decides to prosecute, which we give that option. It's not mandatory in order to receive our services. We do give that option. And here in Brevard, we're very fortunate to have the community partners, including law enforcement, who the evidence collection is safe for up to 10 years. People have up to 10 years to decide if they wish to prosecute or not because they're going through such a traumatic thing at first. And we want to make sure that those type of options continue to be available to victims in our community.
Yeah, what you guys are doing is every bit, if not more, more valid and important than what law enforcement is doing. I mean, because you're not just taking care of the problem that day. You're leading up to it, after it. The family's involved in it. You're touching everybody's life.
And it's a long process, especially the afterwards. A lot of things happen during the crisis moment is getting everybody settled down, de-escalating, making sure that everybody understands that things are performed. But that long-term effect that goes on for years, from a childhood to adulthood, those are the things that help break the cycles. And that's what needs to be addressed along the way. And that's why the Women's Center's here, to help that, to support that, and to help guide families through the process.
Okay, so you're talking to the Spacecoast right now, right? You're talking to Spacecoast, you're talking to people across Florida, across the country, and believe it or not, internationally. What do you guys need for help? How can we help you guys? How can we help you all?
We need financial resources. We need investment and support into our programs. That was what's going to help us keep sustainable. We've been in the community for 50 years. The goal of every nonprofit is to work itself out of business. And to work itself out of business because there's no longer a need from the community for those type of services, where domestic violence and sexual assault does not exist because we've educated and we've prepared everyone going forward. Unfortunately, we're not there. We keep seeing the numbers rise and rise and rise every single year. And we need those services to be a part of it so we can continue to try and break that cycle.
One of the biggest things that I hope the community takes from this, and that I wish more people understood and knew, is that domestic violence, sexual assault, any kind of traumatic event has so much more of an impact on the community than anybody realizes. Billions of dollars, it costs billions of dollars to deal with the effects of what's going on. You deal with people missing work, kids missing school, communities that have higher rates of domestic violence with lower options for help, huge crime rates. Even outside of the immediate that you think of the domestic violence and the sexual assault that's going on, crime skyrockets. Everything is impacted by domestic violence. Whether you are the person who's actually receiving it or not, it is still an impact to the community.
It's a community health crisis. We talk about cancers, we talk about diabetes, we talk about not exercising. You talk about a silent killer. This is a silent killer because people do not feel comfortable talking about it, and they're very cautious on who they reach out to help. And the Women's Center has been here long enough where we've been able to build that trust in the community for those that do need it, and we need to make sure that we're still here for 50 more years.
I think that's a very important thing that you just said too, that people they're afraid. They don't know who to trust. They don't know who to reach out to. So as a community, when we look at things like the crime rates that are reported to law enforcement, and then we try to say, oh, well, domestic violence, it's not that big of a problem. That is because the overwhelming majority of people are not reporting to law enforcement. What are the reasons that you see for that?
Oh,
how much time do we have, right?
The gamut. Anything, everybody. I mean, especially you talk about just from as a minority member, myself, talk about all the different overlays from the minority community and underserved, marginalized communities of the mistrust that's built into law enforcement, the hesitation. As a mom, you think about, oh, if I tell this, is it going to cause DCF to get involved? Am I going to lose custody of my children? A lot of those type of questions come up. And just the fact of not wanting to rock the boat. There's financial reasons. Oh, my husband works for X organization that has a security clearance. If I report him that this is going on, he's going to lose his security clearance. He's going to lose his job. We're not going to have financial stability. Even if we divorce and I get out of the situation, there's no money that's going to be able to help support the kids going forward. There's such a gamut of reasons on why people are scared or hesitant in order to come forward, especially when it comes into working with law enforcement.
I think that's so important for people that might be listening to this, that maybe are dealing with this themselves, to know that you can reach out to the Women's Center and work with a victim advocate, even if you don't know yet that you want to leave, even if you don't know if you want to make a police report. If you just want to talk to somebody and say, here is everything I am afraid that I will not be able to troubleshoot, that advocate can help you explore those things. They can, you know, if you want to leave, here's how you might be able to do it. Here's another resource you might not know about. You don't have to make the decision to leave before you reach out.
Love that point, because we take confidentiality extremely seriously. Every single person that is at any of the locations that you show up at or call into, that conversation is completely confidential. The empowerment is on you. We make sure that the victims know that we are not there to push them, to force. It is, here is what's available, and you can come back and see us anytime. Like Cindy said, if you're not ready right now, that's fine. Here are your options. Know that we're here, but we need to make sure that we're still able to be here in the future for those people who are not quite ready yet, which is very common, to come back later when they are ready to leave and take that next step forward.
So let's talk about trivia.
Yes.
So you need to raise some money. I'm thinking maybe something to do with trivia.
Yes, our biggest fundraising event, especially here for the northern end of the county, is happening. A lot of people love the event. I was shocked by the size of the event that happened.
They have gotten hooked.
Yes, it is. So it's a Super Bowl of trivia. I think this year is at our 11th annual, I believe. It's happening on Saturday, February 24th, same location at the Indian River Preserve. And we are ready. And that is the major fundraising event for the organization. Our goal is to raise over $100,000 this year. So we already have all of our sponsorship levels out there, where you can get purchase your tables. There's different prizes for chance drawing, but it is a fun event. You don't have to know anything at all. You can be the worst person at trivia. You can still have a great time and be a part of it.
Frank and I have done 2 years.
Love it.
And last year we bought a table. So we had a table, and we had, I had 4 people and Frank bought 4 people. And we came close.
We were third or second?
Third, I think.
Yeah,
I think we came in
Oh,
third.
you all did really well.
We had a little bit of a question as to some of the questions.
There was a couple of them that were a
But
bit
that's
iffy.
okay.
Yeah, we kind of let it go. We're like, okay,
They were ready to
let
fight.
it go, let it go.
So I was playing at a table too, so I'm not privy to the questions
Oh,
or
there
the
you go.
answers.
Okay.
I
Is
would
there
think a little bit would get sneaked through at some
You
point.
would
At
think
least give
so,
me a
yeah.
couple
There's no
points.
loyalty, huh?
There's none whatsoever.
That's
And
hilarious.
I, wanted to contest some of the answers also
Oh,
that
yes.
were
Yeah,
coming
there were
through.
some that we were like, well, wait a minute.
It was
Did
the
you
Wile E.
mean-
Coyote one that still sticks
Yes.
in my head.
There you go.
That
Yes.
was wrong. Their
Yes.
answer for that was wrong.
Frank has
So-
some trauma that he
Yeah,
needs
I
to
do.
work through.
I need to talk to
Well,
somebody about
and
this.
here's the thing. The first year that we played,
Yeah.
there was a thing about Jimmy Buffett and the cheeseburger.
It was.
What does he want to? And that was wrong, too.
It was. It was.
It was.
And-
But anyway.
Yeah.
So
Like elephants.
we
We'll
love
never
it.
forget
And
it.
I'll tell everybody out there, it is so much fun.
It is a blast.
It's so much fun. And the people that I had with me have already told me, oh, yeah, I want to be, let me know. I want to be there again. I want to do that again. Because it was just a lot of fun. It's a great time.
Well, we appreciate the support, and please make sure to get your tickets early, because it's crazy. It's a sell out
yeah.
event.
We
So-
got the last table last year. And I think they added it.
They did.
I think they had just
Yes.
added the table, and we got the table.
So we did. I remember at the end of last year we added 2. So you all were one
Oh,
of
yeah,
those
we
tables
were.
that was giving me stress and heartburn of how we were going to fit in the
Yep.
room.
That
I
was
love
the-
it
that
though.
was
That
us.
is
We were that.
perfect.
We can always stand in a corner.
If we
Just
can
saying, just
pile
saying.
tables
Yeah.
on top, we will do. So it typically, for those that haven't been there, it's about a little over 300 people that are there and playing trivia.
And I would tell you that the auction, the
Yes,
silent
the
auction,
silent auction.
It's insane.
My friends who came with me, I didn't tell them about that, and they were just they loved it. They bid on like so many things. That's not my thing. I don't do that. But if you're into that kind of stuff, there's all kinds of things.
Oh yeah, it's
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 amazing.
everything. It's a smorgasbord.
That is a perfect way to put it, because it is the gamut of anything possible that you could ever think that you want or not think. It's like walking into Target or Walmart and being like, all I came in was for soap, and I have a whole cart full of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You're exactly. I bought an airplane. I don't know how that happened. Yeah.
That was an option. What's the theme this year?
So I was fixing to ask. Yeah, that's
yes,
literally what I was
the
gonna ask.
theme.
Yeah.
So the theme is safari, a walk on the wild side.
Can I bring props?
We
Yes, we encourage
encourage.
What if those props might be alive? But never mind. Let's not even talk about that.
Don't.
So we will have, as always, we give out prizes for the best, or I won't
I'm
say
sorry,
costume,
Cindy.
the best interpreter of the theme.
Right.
I'm
So
sorry, Cindy.
please make
Okay.
sure to come out and do that. And I will love live props, but I'll turn my head because I'm sure it's a liability or something somewhere.
Probably.
We know nothing.
Well, okay, I didn't talk about it, but I got this one in the bag.
Frank came in
Yeah.
costume last year. He was Forrest Gump
He
I
was.
did.
Oh,
He
because
was
of
Forrest
the
Gump.
Hollywood theme.
Yep.
It was raining.
He got some
Yeah.
interesting looks.
I
did.
bet.
People weren't quite sure how to take him.
Yeah, there was like a
Which
mix
he's
between.
very used to.
There was like a mix between. Is he homeless or is he supposed to be here? I'm not sure which one.
That's
Yeah.
how you know the costume is done right.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it was forced running. So he had a beard and he was kind of unkept. Not
Had
that I was
the
unkept.
red
but-
ball cap.
Yeah, the red ball cap. Yeah.
Yep.
If people want to buy tickets or
Yeah.
tables, how do they do that?
So you can visit our website at www.womens, WOMENS, people forget the S, center.net. And you can find it right on our front page within the front banner, or tap on our events and you'll see all the information there. And make sure to get your sponsorship and tickets early because they do sell out.
Oh, they do, people. They do. Yes.
So please come in. We're also this year doing something a little bit different. We've added another donation opportunity to buy ad space. So we'll be handing out an ad program that can go in. So any businesses out there or individuals who want to feature a big picture of themselves, we'll do that also.
Frank.
That would be a great
I
one.
wish I had money
Just
like that to
Frank's
spend.
beard.
Yeah, just Frank's beard.
But please come out, please support. And again, all of the proceeds that are raised that night go directly back into our programs for the Women's Center.
Okay, let's say there's a magical person out there like an Elon Musk or a Jeff Bezos or somebody that might happen to have like a lot of large places over here on the Space Coast, and they want to throw $1 million at you. Where would they go to donate that? The website still, right? Yes.
The website, or call me.
Yeah.
I'm
There
sure
you go.
that is a phone call you would love to take.
Absolutely. But come in. You can come into any of our offices. We'll take a picture with your big check. We'll put your face all over, whatever you would like. But yes, those large donations are really what helps us long term in order to be sustainable and to keep going in. If anyone's interested, also, we always have all of our financial statements and audits. We are a very stable organization because we receive so much in federal funding. We receive constant audits where every penny is tracked and counted to make sure that we are being good stewards of the dollars. So we welcome those large donations coming in from stock options. It's the end of the year. We have our year-end appeal that's out also. You'll be getting those in the mail very shortly. But stock options also, as people are gearing up to close out the year.
For
Well,
people that
yeah.
want to help support the Women's Center but maybe don't have money to donate, what are some other needs that the community can help with right now?
Volunteers. Volunteering is
sure.
huge.
I'm
We have
sure.
anything and everything that you could imagine to volunteer for. If you would like to work directly with clients, we have opportunities for there that do require training and background screenings. We do that. We also have, if you want to paint, we have 1 million buildings that could use painting, especially here in Florida. If you want to do landscaping, if you want to help at the front desk, everything, please just contact us again through our website. You'll see a little portal there for volunteering. It has our phone numbers. Come in and do that. Also, gift cards. We take gift cards in small denominations of $25 to Walmart and Publix. That is what we utilize in order to give to clients who may need groceries for the week. We also have can't call it an Amazon wish list anymore, an Amazon
I think they switched to registries.
registry.
Right? Yep.
Yes, they did. Thank you.
Like you're having
An
a baby
Amazon
or-
registry that is under Women's Center Brevard or South Brevard Women's Center. And it has all of our needs on a daily basis of what the community is asking for, whether it be diapers for certain age groups or canned goods, Macaroni and cheese is a big thing, especially with the kids. Quick things that can be easily made by moms who are trying to work and trying to get by. So please bring those in.
Thank you so much for everything your organization does. I tell Cindy this all the time, but y'all are a bunch of superheroes, and in my view, and anybody that doesn't see see it that way, there's something wrong with them. I mean, it truly, you guys are doing some of the most incredible, vital work there is to be done.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
And I don't digress about that. Yeah, I do not.
We made it an entire episode without you saying "I digress" once.
But then he said it.
But then technically, I guess you said it.
Yeah, I had to get there at some point. But thank you so much for being here. Really, really appreciate you. What you and your organization stands for. Again, it's thank you for taking the time, and I hope somebody out there throws a large bunch of commas and zeros at you with a big number in front of it.
We love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Yes, ma'am, for sure. All right, guys. Another one in the book.
Yes, sir.
I think this is episode 88.
88.
Which is crazy. It seems like about 5 minutes ago we started this.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? I mean, it really does.
It doesn't seem like that long ago.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. All right, y'all. You can find the EEARSS podcast on all platforms by searching EEARSS or EEARSS. You can go to our website, ears.org, or alligatorrob.com. Rob has 2 B's in it. I know it's super confusing, but it is what it is. We're having an EcoFest event on January 19th in Cocoa Village. It's going to be presentations during the day from 9 to 4. Going to be a break for an hour because we're going to try to maybe rest for a quick second. And then we're going to have live music from 5 to 11 in the Cocoa Village Amphitheater. It's going to be an awesome time. You don't want to miss it. Huge thank you to our big sponsors that are helping out with that. Fischer Nissan, Brevard Zoo, FP&L, goodness gracious, Hello Again Books. We have so many amazing people that are coming together to help us put this together to kind of give a shout out to those that are making a big difference in our environment. And thank you all for listening. We'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye.